AKAPADers. Thank you for joining me and welcome to what I call Thanksflicking. Okay, full disclosure. I really have no idea what a Thanksflicking is, but we'll analyze it. So let's just rock and roll through that intro and get to it. Welcome back. Okay, total blackout. Look, a lot of people are like, Pete, you produce so much. Like, how do you sleep? Do you have assistants? Do you do this? Do you do that? The answer is a negatory. That's a donut. That's a big fat zero. Everything I do, it's I would say like a streamlined pipeline. It's nearly perfected. So I can do these things. I can do all this media. I can draw a comic. I can live stream. I can work a 9 to 5. I can work out every single day. Do all the weird diet things that I get into from time to time. And then spend obsessively every single spare moment after that archiving and documenting my work. And this is what's been occupying me between episodes. Getting AKAPAD.com, that is your boy's website. Getting that in order. And a lot of people would be like, Pete, you do websites for a lot of people. What the heck? It's always been, my website had to be a certain way or nothing. And it's been years of work, everyone. Years of grinding, years of punishment. Prior to my move, I went on a run where I roughly did about, I would say, 22 to 2,300 scanned, documented pieces of white paper just so I could move. I could not move if I had to move all that paper with me. Part of my big vision in life is I want all of my work, I want all of my effort searchable and accessible somewhere through the web. Let that be my site. So, following the 31 Days of Dread, I cracked down. So, this podcast slows down, but then it's like a wave because I went heavy on my Instagram and my Twitter, like live feeds, cranking out more food reviews because when I moved, I also, I was so far behind on rolling out regular food reviews, and that a lot of this is because I was learning, video production, like shooting, editing, releasing. There's so many ins and outs. It's very, very like frustrating sometimes. So, following the 31 Days of Dread, and I felt like I had such a good hold on the 31 Days of Dread this year and Inktober. That to keep that momentum, I didn't want to just only keep the momentum with you guys. I wanted to keep the momentum in life. So I plowed through nearly all of my food reviews and built out like an IGTV food channel, like segment. And I get good reviews on that. Then I cranked up my Twitter and my Periscope, and I started doing live comic book review profile flip throughs. That gets a good reaction. And then along the way, I'm eliminating like these things I've been hanging over my head for years, like the food, like doing the work on AKAPAD.com, where nearly all of my media right now is accessible through that website. You can stay on the site and you can watch and browse and do everything you want. You don't have to leave the site to listen to the show. But if you wanted to see how many times I went through like Star Wars or Friday the 13th, you can just do a quick search. And then so all these things start blossoming. These monkeys get lifted off my back. And then we're hitting like another lockdown here in Philly, which is crippling. I mean, when people tell you and they talk like the lockdowns are a good thing, the amount of businesses that are gone here in Philly, it's disturbing because these businesses, like let's say every business, like every store, every door that's gone. that probably 50 to 60 jobs, and they're in the hundreds. They're in the hundreds. Restaurants, a few hundred people. Like, it goes on and on. I don't know. So with more lockdown, I was just able to commit more to the drawing table. I got trial by fire complete to like a major point where it really should be live. I did another mini comic, Uzi Susie. And then we have like this lockdown. We have Thanksgiving coming. Thanksgiving's always a huge holiday. This is going to be the first Thanksgiving without my father. Like, I've done Thanksgivings at other people's places and houses before, but we were always like around and in contact around Thanksgiving. So, like with that, my family is completely paranoid to invite like anyone over, and I'm just saying the hell with it, because I want to live my life. It's almost like the death of my father, somehow, like gave me that like extra that extra sprint, and there's so many things on the horizon now because I have so much behind me, and I'm talking just through November itself, that it made me relook at what I'm doing with this podcast, what I'm doing with you. Should I roll in more life? Should I roll in more you and me? Should I roll in more like the history of AKAPAD? So 2 years ago I did Thanksflicking. A brilliant let me toot my own horn. It's a brilliant name for something, right? I mean, the branding for Thanksflicking, it's like we have 31 Days of Dread, Thanksflicking, and cinemas. I mean, who is the genius of the airwaves? So, I got into this, like the biggest problem with Thanksflicking 2 years ago. One of the big reasons I didn't do it last year is I felt like in 1 year I was nearly out of movies. Before I sat down, I went through another list of Thanksgiving movies, and there's hardly any. There's not a lot of movies out there about the freaking holiday, about the day. Some movies take place around it, and I get it. Like it's kind of like a Die Hard Christmas, Gremlins Christmas type, like side tangent. But there's so little about the actual holiday. But I'm now a member of Disney Plus, so it's like all signs are pointing towards Disney Plus now for cinemas, because there's so many Christmas movies on Disney Plus alone. It just makes it fun. So I don't know what Thanksflicking should be. This is an 8-minute point I'm making now. I'm not sure what Thanksflicking is. I kind of want to make it about the movies I'm thankful for. Like the movies that are pretty much like a life definition to me. Like the movies that comprise who I am, that I can watch and be reminded. Now, this doesn't mean I look at certain characters as role models and all these other things, but they kind of fire my dopamine at times in certain ways. And I really think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go on like a movie love fest. A lot of these movies I'm not even going to watch because I know them so well. And just saying that, I do get excited. So let that be the new Thanksflicking. The movies I'm thankful for, the movies that help me go day to day, that I love to put on and hear in the background, for all kinds of different reasons. So with that being said, next episode 340. Holla if you hear me. Let's just do one of my all-time go-tos that still inspires me and fires me up to this day. Let's have a love fest for The Dark Crystal.